Thank you very much, Zoe. Now, we are back with co-founder of Walking with Brandon for a unique experience this morning as Brandon takes the lead in our accessibility obstacle course. Navigating wheelchairs will tackle daily challenges, offering insight into the world of accessibility, what we spoke about a little bit earlier. Now, Brandon, how is this going to work, my friend?
I'll take you through a simple day as someone living in a wheelchair. There's so many other disabilities out there, but this is from my perspective over the past few years. So just starting off somewhere simple, you've met up with your mates at a coffee shop, and you pull up to a table, and you've just ordered your food, and now you've encountered your first obstacle. What do you notice with the way that you're sitting right now?
It's quite far from the table and from my plate and the coffee,
So something small that people don't take into consideration is the type of table that you sit at. So the center of it, it blocks your legs. You can't get close enough. And now I have to deal with cutting my food and trying to get it to my mouth and eat, and I'll mess all over myself. Or I spill my coffee, or someone like myself who doesn't have any core stability, for me to now move forward and try and eat, I'm going to fall. So in a situation like this, a simple day-to-day activity, a quick solution for this would be if the coffee shop has a simple table with maybe 4 posts on either corner.
So you can,
and now there's space for me to actually roll under and come close.
Okay. And it's simple like that. It's small things. It really is small things, but it just takes that conversation and that thinking towards it.
Yeah, it makes life more seamless for us.
Absolutely.
So now you finish your meal.
Okay.
You pick up a cup of coffee and we're off. We go off.
Okay. I'm going to put it...
So now I'm going to ask you to take your cup of coffee across and put it on the table there.
Right, I'm going to come behind. Righto. Do I go over the carpet?
Over the carpet.
Okay.
So now push it while holding it in your hand.
Oh, holding my hand?
Try that.
That's almost... it's almost impossible. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
There we go.
All right, got it.
There we go.
All right, just going to
You got the right technique.
Yeah, it's going to take me a little while, though.
And you can feel that the carpet actually slows you down.
It does, and it's
momentum.
A lot more strength is required.
Exactly.
All right. All right, here I am.
So in a situation like this, you can't avoid... The obstacle here isn't the coffee cup.
Yeah.
Because we're going to encounter coffee cups on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So for me to actually push around with a coffee cup, I'm going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But the problem comes with the surfaces that you're on.
Yeah.
The carpets, the gravel,
it's
the
unbelievable how quickly you can feel that difference just being on the carpet.
So now if you're dealing with a hot drink, that's in your hand, it's on your lap, that's why I asked you to remove it from your lap. Because if you're over stones, that happens, you got boiling hot water all over your lap and you've burnt yourself.
Yeah.
So the surface, smooth surfaces, removing things like little potholes, uneven surfaces, gravel, cobblestones, things like this, that all can make things easier for an individual with a disability.
This is a simple think about an office layout, you know, and what they do put down on the floor and what it looks like. Yeah.
Now that you finish your coffee, that's run straight through you need to head to the loo. So if you now come to a cubicle,
all right,
how would you now get onto the loo as someone in a wheelchair?
Yeah, look, if there's not a spacious cubicle in the building or area where you want to go to, I mean, this is going to be very challenging. I thought about it a little bit earlier because, I mean, if you're going to wheel yourself in, there's no way that I will even get close to the loo. I mean, the best would probably be from an angle like this.
So in order to line yourself up, if you would line yourself up sideways with the toilet in order to transfer. Now, this is an individual, my experience is someone who is strong enough to transfer and do these things. Yeah. And you can see how much space I'm actually taking up.
Yeah.
So that's why we need the space in a cubicle.
Yeah.
If you come to a situation where the toilets are inaccessible, I'm going to turn my back now here and say how I'm now in a narrow cubicle. How am I going to get my bum from here over there and facing that way? It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah.
So that's why we have accessible toilets. That's why we have the extra space. It's not because of the luxury of having more space and to, I don't know, dance or do whatever you want to do in there. It's one toilet in an entire building that is accessible, and it's the only one that we have access to. So now if you're going out and you have an emergency, you can run to up to 5 or however many cubicles. I can get to 1. Yeah. And if that's being used up by someone who doesn't have a disability, that's it. I've wet myself. I've soiled myself. I have things like that that are real things that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
And you know what? I'm listening to you, and it's actually just basic things. It's basic things, and that is why it's important to start those conversations. It's things that we take for granted as well, and this is why a day like World Disability Day is so important. What is going to be happening? Just quickly, what is the kind of the rundown in terms of your life? In your life with regards to World Disability Day, what is going to be happening? What are you advocating here for?
On World Disability Day, I'm actually going to be surfing.
Oh, lovely.
At the Roxy Davis Foundation. So they have a all adapted surfing event there called the Wave Challenge, where they're getting as many people as possible to, or as many parasurfers on one wave as possible. 2 days prior, in build-up to that, I'm actually doing a presentation at the Life Inpatient Rehabilitation, speaking about living with a disability and my journey along the way. But overall, I want society to hear the voice of those with disabilities and hear what we really need. And as someone living with a disability, the difference for me has also come from rehabilitation and therapy, and empowering myself to gain my independence back. I couldn't dress myself or feed myself or bathe myself or dress myself, transfer into a toilet, push a cup of coffee. I couldn't do any of these things. But with the right therapy program to get strong enough, like we have at our Therapy and Beyond Center at Walking with Brandon, we are able to empower those. So anyone with a disability, physical disability, can live their best life.
Brandon, thank you very much for coming through and just sharing your story and your positiveness and your outlook. I mean, it is so inspiring. And for you at home as well, delve a little bit deeper. And I hope this sparked a little bit conversations within your own spaces as well with regards to World Disability Day on the 3rd, and get involved in initiatives around you as well. And just think a little bit further and deeper. Brandon, thank you very much. It is not time for the news and those official duties. Can't believe it.